the same for everyone, yet I still remain like the same person. I don't know, it's weird how change happens, but I think it's always good to reflect, and so I wanted to talk about things I've learned last year that I will be taking into the next year with me, like thinking about and being more aware of. And I bet my opinion on these things are probably gonna change again, because that's just how it works. That's just how life works. But yeah, I thought I'd share some with you. And if I'm like not very with it, that's just because I'm tired, and I probably look a little bit messy. But this isn't as messy as I can look. You'd be surprised how crazy I can look. Anyway, number 1 is about projection. I've realised, I mean, these are probably things that you guys realised ages ago, but I've experienced these things. Projection is a big thing, and people use projection to protect their own characters. So people will project onto you to protect themselves, and what I mean by that is, I'm going to give you an example. So, last year, I had somebody in my life who wasn't treating me well. They weren't treating me like they were meant to, and deep in their conscience, they did know that, but they didn't want to admit it because they felt like that would be admitting they are a bad person. They didn't want to put down their character because they weren't a bad person, even though they were doing bad things. You know, it was easier to put the blame on me. And I know that this is a thing because I'm guilty of it as well. I can think of a time or a couple of times where I've done that exact same thing, and it's almost like the humans, like the way we try and protect ourselves is, you know, we get defensive or we blame somebody else because it's so much harder to admit that we're the problem. But it's something to look out for, whether you're doing it to other people or other people are doing it to you, because this person was treating me not very nicely, like nothing really bad, but you know, they weren't making time for me. They were making me feel unworthy, but they would, you know, blame me for being a certain way because, you know, that was the reason why they were doing that. And I was all of a sudden like toxic and whatever. But yeah, I hope you guys know what I mean by that. I hope I'm making sense. I'm not always the best at explaining myself. So yeah, that's the first one. And the second one is, everything in life is just an experience. Like, everything is experiences, people, places, certain times. Like, oh my gosh, my messy hair is really stressing me out. Anyways, so yeah, and I used to see everything as like life or death. Like, I used to see everything as so deep, and but that's because I was naive. But the more I experience, the more I realise like things are temporary, and to live a happy life personally, I have to accept that and accept that. So yeah, that's something for me to be aware of, and not to, just because an experience is over, it doesn't mean it's a waste, if that makes sense. There's something I'm trying to get in my head, that it's not a waste, and we're all meant to experience different things. Nothing is forever, and that's okay. Like, that's not as scary as I used to think. Yeah, hopefully that makes sense as well. The third one is, with every loss there is also a gain. Like, when you lose something, you will gain something back. You will definitely gain something back. Like, for example, I'm gonna use a relationship. I was in a relationship where at the time I thought it was great, like I thought it was amazing, and now I realise, once I lost that and I thought it was the end of the world, I realised, okay, it really wasn't the end of the world, and something better came out of it, and something that fits me came out of it. And oh my gosh, I actually feel like crying. I think it's because I'm on my period. I'm really emotional. I'm so emotional recently. That's another thing. I need to know that it's okay to cry. I mean, I spent a lot of last year crying, and before that I never really cried. And because I cried so much because of like a difficult time I went through, I told myself, like, okay, I never want to be like that, I never want to feel like that again, I'm not going to cry again. And I've been trying not to cry since. Like, I've not been crying, and it's caught up to me. It's definitely caught up to me, and it gets to a point where you like can't hold it in anymore. I feel like, yeah, I'm at that point. So I need to know that it's okay to cry. I've always found it embarrassing, but it's not. It's very normal, and it's honestly a good release. It feels much better once you've cried. Well, for me anyway. Apart from it gives me a headache. I don't like crying because it gives me the worst headache, and I go so like puffy, and my skin is messed up. But anyway, yeah, I gained something so much better. And I'm talking about a relationship again. also written down that it says, be your authentic self straight away. Oh, this is so important. I can't stress this enough. And when I say this, I don't mean when you meet a new person, go, if you're really hype, go crazy and like freak them out. No, obviously not. You obviously aren't going to act like that when you first meet someone. But I mean, in life, if you're not being your authentic self, they're going to find out. If you're spending time with this person, they are going to find out what you are like anyway. And then if you're acting a certain way because you fear rejection, let's say, so you're acting how you think someone would want you to act, you're just prolonging the pain, because if they don't like what they see when you are your true self, because you're gonna slip up, you can't pretend to be someone else, you can't, I mean, you can, in certain things can be influenced, but you can't completely change yourself. So you're gonna slip up, you're just prolonging it. Be your authentic self, and what's meant for you will be for you. That's just how it is. And I think in my past relationship, I don't even really think about it anymore. I don't think about that relationship, but it just taught me a lot. So yeah, I think I wasn't my authentic self at the start, and I feel like this person liked the idea of me and the concept. I'm sure a lot of women know what I mean. And then when I was my real self, it didn't work as well, because that wasn't who he was with. So it is important to be your true self, 100%, and you just gotta love yourself. That'll sound cringy, but you actually do. And I got hurt, and for me, the worst way I've been hurt before, and I picked myself back up, and I worked hard to like myself, as stupid as it sounds. You have to actually, when you hate yourself, I hated myself. I genuinely hated myself so much. It makes me so sad. I mean, even when I was younger, I used to really hate myself. And when I was younger, my mental health problems were really bad. I couldn't really cope with my mental health. I mean, I was 6 years old and going through awful things in my head, and I was not like other children in many aspects. Things were so difficult for me. Of course, people had it worse than me, definitely. But I've lost track of what I was saying. I do this a lot. Oh yeah. And I have OCD, so I struggle with intrusive thoughts. It was pretty bad back then. I mean, it was really bad. I'm trying not to cry again. I just feel so bad for myself. I wish I could look after myself when I was that age, because no one really understood me. And after therapy, and my mum became a therapist because of me, that helped. But I was a very misunderstood person, and it was very frustrating and upsetting. And I kind of got rid of that part of myself, forgot about it, because I got better, and I feel weird about that, because it was a big part of my life, but no one really knows. That's why I'm getting tricked up talking about it, because I don't normally talk about it. It seems like so long ago, and it was. see my skin and they could feel me or smell me, and that's how badly I hated myself. And yeah, so it definitely wasn't easy. And then I got really hurt by somebody recently, and I had to try so hard to like myself, and I can happily say I do like myself. Yay, I do like myself. And I think I'm a pretty good person. Like I definitely have made mistakes, and when I did get hurt, I hated how I acted. I hurt the people who hurt me, and I regret it so much. Now I've found like peace with myself and happiness with myself. I hate the way that I acted, and that anger is gone from my heart, which I'm so relieved about, but I wish I could take back what I did and how I acted. But I'm praying about that at the moment. I'm praying, also I've prayed for the person that hurt me, and I hurt them back, but I'm praying for them now, because there's no hard feelings anymore, and there's no good feelings, no bad feelings, it's just neutral, you know what I mean? I've rambled so much, but this is meant to be that kind of ramble. Anyway, on a more positive note, I'm really excited for this year. I mean, I've been struggling with like depression a bit. I've had a few days where I felt really low, but I've been snapping out of it really quickly, which is good. It's definitely good. And I have high hopes about this year. I think this year is going to be really good, and I am excited to live. And I never thought I'd say that. Definitely didn't think I'd say that. But I feel good. I've proved to myself that I can be alone. I've proved to myself that I can give love to somebody and that I can receive it back. I've taken risks. I'm feeling good, and I've got some exciting things to do this year. And I'm happy to be filming videos. So that's my ramble over. Feel free to ramble in the comments if you want, so I feel less alone. Like, and